today? Yes, today let's take a look at your Phaseolopsis busci. Your Phaseolopsis busci, this is the agent of Phaseolopsiasis. Phaseolopsiasis, it was first noted by Busk in 1843. He actually detected worms in the duodenum of a deceased East Indian sailor. Okay, and so for your Phaseolopsis busci is otherwise known as, or it has the common name, giant intestinal fluke. Okay, or the largest intestinal fluke. With that, also, it is the largest fluke parasitizing man. Okay, your again, this was reported, or Phaseolopsiasis was reported by Busk in 1843 when he detected the worms of Phaseolopsis busci in the duodenum of a deceased East Indian sailor. Okay, and so yes, the habitat of this Phaseolopsis busci adult is the small intestines, and yes, the first intermediate host of your Phaseolopsis busci are snail. Okay, planorbid snails. Okay, snails of the genus Segmentina, Hipiotic, and Gyralus. Okay, for the second intermediate host of your Phaseolopsis busci, you have plants and or vegetation. Okay, and so you have water plants like water chestnuts, water caltrop, water hyacinth, and water bamboo. That is for your second intermediate host. And then the infective stage is Metacercaria still. The definitive host is man. Reservoir host, you have pigs, dogs, and rabbits. Mode of transmission is ingestion of the second intermediate host containing the metacercaria. Okay, again, your Phaseolopsis busci, this one is your largest intestinal fluke, measuring 20 to 75 millimeters in length, 8 to 20 millimeters in width, and 0.5 to 3 millimeters in thickness. Okay, and so yes, it is large. Moving on, this one actually is an illustration of the first intermediate host of your Phaseolopsis busci of the genus Segmentina. Okay, this one is a snail of the genus Segmentina. Okay, let's take a look at the developmental stages of your Phaseolopsis busci. The eggs of your Phaseolopsis busci are large and has a clear, thin shell with a small operculum at one end. Yes, it is ellipsoidal, operculated, and yellow-brown in color. Okay, and so yes, the eggs of Phaseolopsis busci takes 3 to 7 weeks to embryonate in water, and yes, they measure 130 micrometers to 140 micrometers by 80 to 85 micrometers accordingly. Okay, and so please note again that the eggs of Phaseolopsis busci, when found in the stool, it is undeveloped or it is unembryonated. Please note that the operculum also found at the more pointed end of the transparent eggshell. Okay, yes, please note that it has an operculum, but it has no opercular shoulders. It has no opercular shoulders. And yes, okay, and so in terms of eggs, the eggs of your Phaseolopsis busci resemble, or it is nearly identical. Yes, it resembles or nearly identical to that, to the eggs of Fasciola hepatica and Fasciola gigantica. Also, yes, your egg of Phaseolopsis busci has a hen's egg appearance. Okay, as for the adult, okay, the adult is fleshy, dark red, and elongate to ovoid and no cephalic cone structures. Okay, it has no cephalic cone structures. Okay, and yes, the adult attaches to the duodenal and jejunal walls. And yes, it measures 20 to 75 millimeters in length. Again, as what we said earlier, and 8 to 20 millimeters in width, and 0.5 to 3 millimeters in thickness. It is relatively, yeah, it is Okay, still, your adult of your Fasciolopsis busci has a cuticle that is covered with transverse row of spines. The testes are highly branched and in tandem, and they are located at the posterior half of the worm. The ovary is branched and is located at the middle of the body, and the vitellaria is highly branched and is located lateral to the cecum. Okay, and so these are distinguishing characteristics of your Fasciolopsis busci adult worm. Yes, shown here are images of your Fasciolopsis busci adult and the Fasciolopsis busci ova. Okay, yes, for your what you call this, for your adult, please note that I said earlier that it does not have a shoulder. Also, for your ova, it does not have a shoulder. Okay, and so yes, the operculum, it has an operculum, but then, okay, it does not have a shoulder. Okay, and so present inside is an undeveloped present inside is an undeveloped miracidium. Please note again that the ova of your Fasciolopsis busci is undeveloped or unembryonated when passed in the feces. And yes, the ova takes 3 to 7 weeks to embryonate in water. And yes, with this one, in this diagrammatic illustration, the ova resembles or it appears as hen's egg also. Okay, it is large and it has a clear, thin shell and a small operculum. Okay, and so as for the adult, it is a flesh in color again. Okay, the ovary is branched and located at the middle of the body. The vitellaria, okay, and so is branched all pieces. Okay, your adult still of Fasciolopsis busci. Okay, okay, the ova of Fasciolopsis stele, you have as such. They resemble a hen's egg again, and yes, it has a clear, thin shell with a small operculum at one end. Okay, and so yes, it has a small operculum somewhat in this case. Okay, and so yes, for your Fasciolopsis busci, and it is undeveloped when passed in the okay. As for the life cycle, okay, your adult again resides in the small intestine. And yes, they lay immature or unembryonated eggs. And yes, these unembryonated eggs embryonate in water. Depending on the temperature, the eggs may embryonate within 3 to 7 weeks. Again, depending on the temperature, the eggs embryonate within 3 to 7 weeks. And yes, eggs release the miracidia, which invade suitable snail intermediate host of the genus Segmentina, Hepioetic, and Gyraulus accordingly. Okay, and yes, inside the intermediate host, the miracidia will develop to sporocyst, then to rhidia, and then to cercaria. The cercaria will move, or the cercaria are released from the snail, and the cercaria will insist to metacercaria in aquatic plants. Like your water plants, you have your water chestnuts, your water caltrop, your water hyacinth, and water bamboo. Okay, and then humans ingest metacercaria that are present in the aquatic plants, causing, of course, the infection. The metacercaria exist in the duodenum and attached to the intestinal walls. And yes, this immature immature fluke develop into adult fluke for 3 months. Please note that your Fasciolopsis busci, it has a 1 year lifespan. Okay, it has a 1 year lifespan in the definitive host. Okay, again, this one is an illustration of the life cycle of your Fasciolopsis busci. Okay, and so yes, your adults reside in the small intestine. Okay, and then yes, they pass or they produce eggs that are immature or unembryonated, which embryoonate in water for 3 to 7 weeks. And then, yes, the ova or the miracidium, I mean the embryonated egg is ingested, or yes, will hatch and then penetrate the snail, and then the miracidium will develop into sporocyst, then to rhidia, and then to cercaria, and then the cercaria will what they call this will exist in it will insist into metacercaria in your water plants or aquatic plants, and then the aquatic plants containing your metacercaria of Phaseolopsis busci is ingested by man. Okay, and the cycle continues. Okay, this one actually is a general life cycle of your intestinal trematodes. Okay, and so in your humans, okay, and so they possess the adult worms in the small intestines. Eggs are passed in the feces, and then they must reach the water, they hatch, and then penetrate freshwater snail, and then development of of larval stages in the snail. You have the sporocyst, you have the rhidia, and then the cercaria, and then the cercaria will move outside of the snail and then go into your or insist into your plants, and then the plants are ingested by humans. Okay, and the cycle continues. Okay, your pathology and symptoms of your Phaseolopsis busci or Phaseolopsiasis. Okay, your attachment of worms to the mucosal wall produces local inflammation with hypersecretion of mucus. So, hemorrhage, ulceration, and possible abscess formation. Bowel obstruction, acute ill use, and absorption of toxic or allergic worm metabolites will produce general edema and ascites. Aside from that, vitamin B12 absorption is impaired, resulting to low vitamin B12 levels. Also, marked eosinophilia and leukocytosis are commonly seen in Phaseolopsis busci infection. Okay, in heavy infections of Phaseolopsis busci, the stools are profused and it has a yellow-green and rare yellow-green color and contain increased numbers of or increased amount of undigested food. That will suggest, of course, this increased amount of undigested food will suggest a malabsorption process. Okay, please note that the symptoms of your Phaseolopsis busci infection may be confused with those of Giardiasis or peptic ulcer, or with other causes of bowel obstruction. Depending accordingly on the worm burden, the infection can be associated with severe cachexia and prostration and can lead to death of the patient. Okay, and hypoalbuminemia, secondary to malabsorption or protein losing enteropathy, is also seen in Phaseolopsis busci infection. Okay, and so just to wrap up your Phaseolopsiasis, okay, so patients usually develop abdominal discomfort because of irritation at the site of worm attachment in the small intestines. And yes, this irritation is often accompanied by inflammation and bleeding of the affected area, giving you hemorrhage accordingly. Okay, also jaundice, diarrhea, and gastric discomfort and edema is also seen in Phaseolopsis busci infection. Please note that the signs and symptoms often mimic those of a person suffering from a duodenal ulcer. And yes, as we've said earlier, individuals may suffer from malabsorption syndrome similar to that seen in patients with Giardiasis. Okay, intestinal obstruction and even death may result. Okay, so of course, it depends on the worm burden. For the laboratory, you have fecalysis, of course. Okay, and so you can fecalysis recovery, of course, of the ova or adult worm in the stool, or you can make use also of vomitus, okay, as example demonstrating the ova. And yes, please note that the eggs of your Fasciolopsis busci are indistinguishable from those of Fasciola hepatica. Okay? Yes, you have the ova of your Echinostoma elucanum, Fasciola hepatica, Fasciolopsis busci, and Gastrodiscoides hominis are similar in size and shape. Okay, again, please note that you have rare for rare recovery of the adult fluke. Still, again, so you have FECT or formalin ether acetate sedimentation concentration is recommended for routine fecal concentration. Okay, and so flotation technique is not recommended in Fasciolopsis busci recovery. Okay, as for the treatment, praziquantel and niclosamide. As for the prevention and control, okay, so plants should be cooked or immersed in boiling water for a few seconds before they are eaten or peeled. Okay, still sanitary disposal of human excreta. With that, you do not use night soil. Okay, and so as a fertilizer. And yes, you destroy the intermediate host and still avoid eating raw aquatic plants. And yes, okay, so community education still. Okay, that's it for your Fasciolopsis busci. And yes, this has been Gael saying, tara, akyat tayo.